Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, fathers and immediate neighbors, welcome to our conference. I am Patrick Kadabo, and I will be your host today together with Superintendent Sham. Before we go any further, can you please start with our individual prayers, please? Amen. Welcome to our Give One Talks. The Give One Talk is an initiative where different stakeholders in development, together with the general public, come together to discuss and converse on key issues and the importance of development in our communities. We concentrate more on young people because we believe young people should be integrated and be involved in the decision-making of our societies. So today our topic will be the role of young people in New Gambia. Before I go further, please allow me to introduce the high table. From my left, I have Dr. Yusuf Ajay, CEO of Unity Solutions. Right after him, I have Mr. Samba Pacheli, President of Selectra International Group. From my far left, I have Mr. Aliu Sow, Coordinator of G1 Project Gambia. Right after him, we have Mr. Sean Yang, President and CEO of G1 Project. And in the middle, who is our special guest for today, we have Mr. Ali Cham, Akon. He is here today not only as Akon that everyone knows, but as the president of Akon in Africa. Once again, welcome, and thank you all for coming. We are going to start with welcoming remarks by Mr. Aliu Sow, President and Coordinator of G1 Project Gambia. Aliu Sow.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm thanking everyone for taking your time to come here. And we apologize for the late start of the program because we had like a lot of things to do, so sometimes times overlap. I wouldn't say much because of the time constraint and other activities that we have in the evening. This initiative started like 2015 when we launched the Given chapter, the Given Project Gambia chapter. It's been a long road since the inception and all the decisions that we are going on first to have the Given Project Gambia chapter set up. And since then, we have had some tremendous achievements that I would like to highlight and leave other speakers to inspire us. When we started this project, it was really tough because as a new project trying to establish it in a new country, it's always difficult. But we believe that this was a mission that we have accomplished, and that what kept us pushing until we are here today. So when we launched the project with Sean Young, our first activities we started that year was to start farming in the rural communities. Many people thought it was not going to be possible, but the group believed in this and we pushed it beyond limits to to make it happen. 2 years in a row, we have been conducting farming activities in the rural areas. And apart from that, other activities that we've been involved in is the Old Guard Tech project that we initiated in 2015. And since then, we have trained like 500 young guys and boys on how to cook, how to and other skills. Until last year, 2016, we were awarded the Google Fire Award for Africa for Internet Development. The Internet Development Forum in Mexico. Apart from that, every month we have a monthly give-on talks, as this program is trying to inspire people to be role models in this society. The most notable one was before the election, which we had like the role of young people and civil society in participating in politics, because we believe everything in our lives is around politics. There is not much we can do without politics, even though it was risky in those days, but we were able to push it with our members. Until now, we're here today to launch the first pilot of the Akon Light in Africa solar project at Sarakate, which we're going to launch this building. And hopefully, as part of activities given our main stakeholder, the Akon Light in Africa initiative, which we're going to actively take part in, including young people to be stakeholders in development. Apart from that, most of our members also traveled across the globe to participate in trainings. Last year, we had 2 girls who attended the Obama Yali Fellowship in the US. We had one in Ghana. Just last week, we had another member who traveled to Nigeria. And next week, we have another one going to Ghana. And for the people who got scholarships in the cities that we are part of to pursue their masters in different parts of the world. And hopefully, very soon, we have 2 of our members also who will be traveling in September to go for their masters. So these are some of the things why we came together to empower our young people to be leaders of tomorrow. And one of the most effective ways of doing that is through education. And these are some of the things that we're pushing and we will continue to push to make it happen across the board. So hopefully you will be here again when Akon comes back on our given and maybe possibly other initiatives that give us will be part of to inspire changes in our community. I thank you all for listening.
Thank you, Gary. This day would have been possible without the support of certain groups of people and institutions. So I would like to take this time to thank Akon Light in Africa as one of our partners, Sodexo International Group, Unique Solutions Gambia, and Africell Gambia Limited. Also, a big thanks to Coco Ocean for having us here and giving us all the necessary things for the success of this event. Next, I will invite Mr. Papa Yusufajai to give a statement, and he'll be talking to the young people of the Gambia in general. So, Papa Yusufajai.
The theme is basically the role of young people in Gambia. But I think we've seen what a lot of young people are doing in Gambia. My good brother Aliu Sow, Aliu, stand up. Because without Aliu, this is old Gambia. You know, without Aliu, we wouldn't be talking about New Gambia because he saw an opportunity a couple of years ago and kept knocking on doors so that something had to be done in Gambia. Of course, we've been trying, as Akon will tell you, but I'm of the opinion that Allah's time is best. So Ali, the young people of Sayapati will have a lot to tell you about when they are great in group because they have their business. So I want all of you to give a round of applause to Ali. My message won't be much, there's not enough time. I just want everybody, when you leave here, to just come and see what is possible if we work together in tandem to do what we call politics of development, politics of action. I think I gave an interview a couple of weeks ago and I talked about, after inauguration, what next? I talked about creating jobs. And I think that's what we're doing today. We're not talking about it, we're doing it. If you come to Sarapata, I live in Burusubi in Gambia. When they told me to go to Sarapata, I was like, where is that? I mean, they were 10-15 minutes from the Garao Sara. And it's like, it's a village of 60 years old. I mean, the Alcalde will tell you, he was here when the colonials came. When the Ajambe came, he did all sorts to get support. And his brother's time. And I kept joking today that the villagers have a theme. And that's what they've been singing. Because it's not a village, it's a town of 4,000 people. And through Akon lighting, a donation of $5 million was made to light up the village. There are 20 solar streetlights. The mosque has been connected, the pharmacy has been connected. There's a local community center, and I talked about it earlier, whereby they say when they want to watch RTS news, especially really, they have to get in a taxi and leave town to go and watch. The shopkeeper closes his shop at 6, 7 when it gets dark. And I think through this Akon Light initiative, we are going to change lives. And the job creation comes in by basically training these young people to be able to install and maintain. You'll see them today. Those are the people we work with, young girls, partnered with Navi, Kura, and the rest. So my message for young people in the Gambia, and the older young people like Ali, who's going there, is to say that let's talk less, let's do more. Facebook is great, but let's put action in Facebook. I think that's my message. And I want to take this opportunity also to thank my brother, Sean, because Sean, I tell him that he doesn't need a passport anymore to get into Gambia. Through Sean, Akon is here today, Samuel is here. And to me, these are the sons of Africa who continue to make a change in people's lives. And if we partner with them, we can do so much more. And by the way, Sarapata has internet now. Thank you.
Thank you, Pat. Pat has been one of the people that have supported us from the beginning. Most of the things we do wouldn't have been possible without Pat and Unique Solutions. He provides independent farm office, he's been working on the Sarapata project for days, and everything has been almost under Pat. So thank you, Pat. My next speaker is not only a mentor, a youth activist. He is a brother to us. He has been pushing our limits and he has been pushing our limits and he has been supporting. Mr. Saba Bashiri would like to say a couple of words, please. Saba seems to love being in the background, behind the scenes, so we will put him on the spot. We will have Mr. Sean Yang. I will introduce Sean to the Gambia. Sean has been with us. Sean will talk for himself.
Give a round of applause. Thank you. Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be back in the great country of yours and ours, the smiling coast of Africa. This is, I think, my third visit this past year and a half. And every time I come, I feel like I'm home. And today, that Senegambia is back. We felt it coming through this country. I want to start to thank everyone who's worked hard to make this a reality. There's a lot of sacrifices that were made to get us here, a lot of logistical work. And I want to just have all of the team members of the Give One Project to stand so we can recognize your leadership and sacrifices for your great country. I don't want to go away. Come on back. Please give them a strong round of applause. They work hard. And everybody at the administration has been working very hard with Papa Jai. Please come up. Yes. It's a teamwork, it's a great work. Please give them a round of applause. They deserve it. Thank you for everything you do. Thank you for everything you do. And I know you are not doing it for us. And I know the reason why you're doing this. Because for far too long, we are waiting for someone to come and make education better for us. Far too long in Africa, we wait for somebody to come from abroad to put lights in our villages. And far too long, we have waited and waited for somebody to bring materials for our hospitals, for our schools, for our infrastructure. We've always waited for somebody to do the work for us. But I'm here to tell you today that this new generation in Africa, this is the generation that Nkrumah was talking about. That if we, one day, this generation of independence are not allowed or are not able to realize the dreams of our founding fathers, our grandchildren will come and they will make it a reality. Those young people are here today. We are here. We have traveled the world. We have seen the world. And we've understood the world. And we know what it takes to develop our own home. Simon and I, and Akon, could have very easily, as the President told us today, stayed abroad and just live our personal lives. But we knew who much is given, much is required. And there is a responsibility that pushes us to come back in this nation, in this continent, to fight to make sure we create opportunities for these young people that you just saw, to make sure that they push every and each one of you can play a part to what will develop not only Gambia, but Africa. It is time for you, young people of Africa, to know that nobody will come from the outside to change this continent. This is our home, and everything needs to be done. We cannot wait any longer to push the development for our country, and it starts from each one of you. It starts from each one of us. Each one of you can play a part to what will develop Gambia and Africa. We have African children all across the world. For those that are watching us via Facebook Live, the diaspora of the Gambia and in Africa, you have a role to play. What you've learned in those countries, bring it back home. Create a project, open a small business, create a transfer of knowledge for young people here. If each one of us do our part, in few years from now, this dream will be a reality. Because today, everywhere you go, in the world, the growth, the return in investment, what you can get in Africa, you cannot get anywhere. Do not believe the hype and everything you see on TV, because Gambia today is one of the highest countries that are suffering from losing young people, taking the back way, trying to go to Europe. Last year in Africa, we lost 1,500 young people to the shores of Morocco and Libya, going to look for opportunities in Europe. And those opportunities, we've got it here. Why are our young people going to die looking for opportunities? It's because we have failed, our politicians have failed us. But today we are in a new Gambia, in a new Africa. We cannot blame our politicians anymore. If Simon and Akon can come and create a project that can allow more than 5,000 young people to work, to help create jobs, to transfer knowledge, to launch today the first solar academy in Africa. And then a few months ago, another project came through that would allow us in Mali to assemble all the projects that we're doing here by young Africans. And soon, why not to make those projects here in the continent? We want to dream big. We want to dream the impossibility. We want to dream what some will tell us is not possible. For a young president in the United States, President Kennedy dreamed about America's going to the moon, and the rest of the world laughed about it. And he said to them, even if we don't make it, we can make people dream that we can touch the moon. And they did touch the moon. Today, the young Africans should dream about touching the moon and creating the opportunities. Millions of our people are dying every single day of small little diseases that can be fixed, that can be cured anywhere in the world. If you go to our hospitals everywhere in Africa, our women, our aunties, our own people are dying, having babies. Some of them in malaria. Our children are walking to go to school, like me, I did growing up in Kaula. Some of them, more than 600 million Africans today, living under the dark. If we do not do nothing, nothing will happen. How can you compare those young people going through the darkness every single day, having to walk 2 to 3 miles to go to school? For also putting their hand into this. And you can see their name everywhere. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart for making it possible with these young people. Give them a round of applause. They deserve it. And I want to thank also Coco Ocean for allowing us to take an hour and a half to meet with you here for free. There's no free lunch nowhere, but God bless you. And DBC, NAWEC, Green Links, Akon Lighting Africa and Solar Truck, but we don't need to be thanked because we are here for a mission. And we know our mission is beyond making money. It's about empowering a new generation of African leaders and new generation of African social entrepreneurs who will help to solve the problems of the world. Today, if you go to the United States, in Silicon Valley, all of those things that you use today, from Facebook to Twitter, to Instagram to Snapchat, all of those were young people like you who decided that there is a problem somewhere they need to fix. Business is nothing but just finding what people need and you create a solution for it. Facebook was created today, it's changing lives all across the world. Snapchat, Instagram, etc. If those young Americans, under 30 years old, can create those things, but what young Africans, what are we creating? We are just using everybody's platform. But we ain't creating enough. And we have more problems than them. So today with the internet, you have a playing field to do anything. So just remember, now, a few years from now, a new generation will ask, what have they done for us? And they will be talking to us. And we have to answer that question. Because many of us today, we blame the other person. But when they ask, I know what I'm going to answer to them. I know I will say, I linked up with a young brother named Akon and son. We don't sleep. We're in every country, every other day. We made sacrifices, left our comfort in the United States to come home, to go far villages, to make sure that a young Aliu or a young Fatu from Gambia tonight, who never seen light in his house, will be able to wake up in the middle of the night and study his lessons. And that young man can maybe, just maybe in the future, be the next president of the Gambia. Or the next General Secretary of the United Nations, why not? Because we've gone far to learn. We've gone beyond our shores, far away from home, but we've never forgotten where we come from. I don't know where you're going to end up, but just know, I will tell you what President Obama told me when we first met in 2006. No matter how far you go, never forget home. And I will tell you the same thing. God bless you. God bless the great country of Gambia, and God bless Africa. I will give the floor now to my brother Akon to come in and you can introduce. I'm going too fast. Let me do that. Thank you. God bless you.
So we will be pushing. Our speaker, and we all been waiting for, is the Senegalese American rapper, songwriter, businessman, record producer, actor, and philanthropist. He grew up in the US and came to Senegal as a kid. Growing up and coming to Senegal, whenever he's in Senegal for holidays, the light will go up and he will live in the darkness and everything. So he's successful, he did a lot of work, and he came back. He said the 6 million people in Africa that don't have electricity deserve electricity and deserve light. So he's coming back and giving to his people. Akon Light in Africa is in 15 different countries in Africa, and tonight we're going to launch the pilot project here in the Gambia. So Mr. Ali Baracha, Akon, on the topic, the role of young people in development in the New Gambia. Please.
And what was Mike Anderson on the bar with over the mic? That way all the mics can hear.
Immediately, as much as we want to have you here and we appreciate you, if you can just please space out a bit so that the audience can also get it.
Set? Just go. Senegal, what's up, man? How you feeling? You feeling good? In the Senate, there will be no reward. What we have here is treasure. And it's going to be our generation that dig it up, polish it, present it, and sell it. Let me tell you something. There's been a wave in America. You have Generation X, which was the most disruptive generation of all time until this day. Everything that you're enjoying right now was created by Generation X. Now you have these baby boomers that's coming up. These guys are not as aggressive. Past and move forward in the future. Now, if any day comes and he's not doing what he's supposed to do, it'll be another hashtag. Now, the people now is Gambia. So it's no longer Gambia, unfortunately, but fortunately, it's the new Gambia. So the new Gambia, new ideas, new concept, new business. True.